Hey, finally a Snow White worth looking at. Hello, Daz Studio enthusiasts. This is Not From This World, and I want to welcome you back to my tutorial series. Now tonight I want to talk about something that a patron contacted me about, and I actually haven't thought about this in quite a while, but one of our subscribers asked how I would recommend creating a cartoon type picture from my renders. So what he wants to do is he wants to turn the Daz Studio renders into more of a cartoon-like picture. And I got to thinking about this, and if I recall, didn't Daz Studio have this option at one point in time? I didn't really use it, but I do recall perhaps back in like the Daz Studio 3 era that you could select a cartoon render and then render your pictures in a cartoon type setting. I do recall making a comic a long time ago using this feature. Now it doesn't seem to be an option, and now they have that fill-a-toon, which I have to admit I've never used. I've got a few of the assets and I thought about playing around with it, but to be honest with you, my work doesn't require it, so I just haven't used it. It would be great to perhaps get good at it and play around with it so I could make some tutorials for it, just to be more complete with my channel and Daz Studio. But I haven't used fill-a-toon. However, I do have a technique where you can take your renders and turn them into a more cartoon-like picture if you don't want to use fill-a-toon and you want that effect. Now, how I'm going to do this is with GIMP, and it's a pretty simple way because it's simply just a filter. And so when you load up your picture into GIMP, you simply need to go to Filters, and then if you go down to where it says Artistic, there is a cartoon setting that you can choose. And you can just choose that and see it turns your render into a cartoon. And so this is what I recommended to my patron, and I thought I would just share it with you. It's super easy. Once you have it, just hit OK, and then you can of course just go to Export As, and then just hit Export, and you will get your cartoon. This is an extra step, I suppose, in creating a comic or whatever you want. But see, now Milika looks more like a cartoon. Now, it's not the 2D Snow White cartoon, perhaps, that Disney's done, but it's more cartoon-like. Okay, so here you can see just a side-by-side comparison of the two pictures. My typical render that I always do, and then this cartoon edited version. And I think it's kind of cool, depending on what you want to do. So let me know what you think. Should Milika look like a cartoon once in a while? Does her Snow White version look appealing as a iRay render, or when we convert it into a cartoon? I'd really like to know what you think. And you know, GIMP is one of those programs that I just love. That's where I do most of my post work. And so this, I guess, could be considered post work. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit me with those comments, pound that subscribe button, and until next week, have a great weekend and happy rendering.